Happy Friday, everybody. We are going to be finishing up chapter 1 in our new book, Data About Us, today. Title on page 16 says, Describing Name Lengths. Another way to describe what is typical is to mark the midpoint or the median of a data set. To identify the median, begin by making an ordered list of data values. Now, before I get any farther, one of the things that students tend to do on the test is they get mode and median mixed up. I know there's a lot of M words. So if you guys remember from yesterday, mode is the data set that appears most often. So when you hear the word mode, think most. Well, median is the midpoint. So when you hear the word median, think middle. Here's a cool fact to help you remember that for my visual learners. If you've ever gone driving with your parents on the freeway, which all of you have, do you know what that small concrete wall is called that separates the different, how can I put this? The cars that are traveling in different directions. Do you know what that small concrete wall is called? In case you didn't guess it, it's called a median. Why? Because it's in the middle of the road. So again, median means middle. Use a strip of 20 squares from a sheet of grid paper to organize the Japanese pen pal data from problem 1 2/10. Write the name lengths in order from least to greatest on the grid paper, as shown below. So they've already done this for us. I am going to ask you to write this down eventually, but not right now. Okay? It says, if you put the ends of the strip together and fold the strip in half, where does the crease fall in the list of numbers? How many numbers are to the left of the crease to the right? And we're going to talk about this when we get to part A, okay? The median is always located at the halfway point or in the middle in a set of ordered data. Since there are 20 data values, the position of the median is at the crease that falls between the 10th and 11th data values. The value of the median is determined using the actual values of the 10th and 11th data values. What is the meaning of the data set? Well, we're going to figure that out in part A, so we'll come back to that question. A summary statistic is one number calculated from all the data values in a distribution. It summarizes something important about the distribution. The median is a summary statistic. The range and the mode are also summary statistics. What can you say about the lengths of the Japanese students' names when you know the median? Now, I want to talk about this summary statistic one more time. When you are given a big data set that includes lots of numbers, and you're able to look at all those numbers and represent the data using one number, like telling myself on a test, Mr. Leroy, I've looked at all these numbers, I made a line plot, I made a frequency table, and telling me what the mode of that data set is, or what the median is, or what the range is, that is a summary statistic. It's a number statistic that summarizes the table or the graph that you made. And I hope that makes sense. Now, let's take a look at today's investigation. Okay? On page 17 it says, A, the sticky notes below display the name length data for the Japanese students. The red line shows the position of the median, the midpoint or middle of the 20 observations. The value of the median is 11.5 letters, determined by the 10th and 11th data values, 10th and 11th data values of 11 and 12 letters. So, what I would like you guys to do right now, I've done the same thing in my notebook, is I want to talk about how the book found that median. So if you wouldn't mind right now, please copy down this length of Japanese letters and names. Please hit the pause button, and when you are finished, you may unpause and we will continue. Now I want to emphasize something the book said before, that a median is the midpoint or middle value in a ordered list of data values. In other words, the first thing I need to do when I'm finding the median is that I need to make sure that all my numbers are listed from least to greatest. If they are mixed up, you will not be able to find the median very easily. So the first thing I'm going to do after I make this list, and why I like to have a list, what makes it really easy for me is if I cross off data values until I get to the middle one, or two middle pairs, as we're going to find out in this data set. So to get to the middle, I'm going to start by crossing off the least or smallest value and the largest. Then I'm going to cross off the second smallest data value and the second largest. In this case, it's the same. And I'm going to keep going like that. So third largest, third smallest, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and I've got 2 in the middle. So when I have 2 numbers in the middle, I've got to take the middle of those 2 numbers. So if I have 11 and 12, the middle would be right in the middle. So 11 and a half would be the median numbers in Japanese names. Did everybody see what I did there? Again, you need to list it in order from least to greatest. And I like to cross off the numbers until I'm left with either 1 or 2 numbers in the middle. Now you're going to find out today that certain data sets will have 2 numbers in the middle, in which you need to then find the middle number of those 2 middle numbers, unless they're the same. Or you may do this strategy and end up with only 1 number in the middle, which will make it really easy. I'm not going to tell you which type of data sets lead to 2 middle numbers or 1 middle number, but I think you'll figure it out as you go along. So what I would like you guys to do is to continue with this investigation. Notice now that they've got 2 additional students. How does that change the median? And in number 2, they're going to have 3 additional students. How does that change the mean? And then if you turn to page 18, there are a few additional questions about the median and the positioning of it when you're given an ordered data set. You'll need to go back to investigation problems 1 and 1/10, because you'll be doing the same thing for the Chinese and US name links. Again, guys, set your timer for 45 minutes. Get as far as you can. Good luck. I'm so grateful you guys made it through another week of online learning. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to checking with you guys next Monday.